Just got to kind of finish things the right way with them, so hold anybody up.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. Just kind of take us through the message to the team and what it meant to get bowl eligible.
Yeah, I mean, again, a lot was at stake. Winning the state championship, incredibly important to us. One of our team goals for the season. Having a chance to handing out a trophy. There's lots on the line. You're playing for, again, a trophy. Who knows if we're gonna, how many more times, if at all, we'll play. Haven't seen any of the schedules for next year yet. With new teams coming in. So, having that trophy, right now means a lot to these players. The players, the seniors rather, going out, as winners. The last time in the Palace, it means a lot to those guys. They've invested a ton in their careers, and so I told them earlier in the week, this will be a day that you'll never forget. And so regardless of what your records are and things of that nature, having a chance to redeem ourselves from a year ago, winning this game, and again the challenge of what it takes to win, and again matching up with Oklahoma State. Got great respect for the success that they've had. Obviously the second most consistent winningest program in our conference the last 20 years. Coach Gundy's done a terrific job of doing things the right way and developing his program where they expect to win. And Spencer Sanders is one of the best quarterbacks that's come through this conference in a long time. The success that he's had, takes a backseat to nobody. So I know he had led the Big 12 in total offense going into the game. So regardless of whatever, the game control was there. Really incredibly proud of our team. Came out ready to play and set a bunch of records in the first quarter. Kind of a funky game, and I know we didn't finish in the second half offensively like those guys would like. Things came so easy. It's not an easy game to manage. It's a great problem to have, but not an easy game to manage. The 28 points was the largest that we've scored in the first quarter against Oklahoma State. That's a long time. And our 299 yards of offense set school records in the first quarter. I don't even know how that happened. I know we forced turnovers, and our guys really came out ready to play, and they were incredibly motivated. A wonderful atmosphere of the fans. From again the Walk of Champions to the student section. It was a fantastic environment for our guys to play college football. Passionate and intense, and this game means a lot to the fans of Oklahoma. So to give them a few moments of joy and an opportunity to celebrate, winning against our rival, really cool. But our students, that was their best performance of the year, hands down. I thought they were just terrific.
How fulfilling was it to see the defense, when the offense, as you mentioned, shot out of the cannon, but kind of struggled a little bit since then, to see the defense step up the way it did? What that mean to you, and what keyed that?
Yeah, I mean, again, everybody just playing together, improving, playing with confidence, the preparation. You play aggressive and confidently through your preparation. That's how you earn that edge. Just thought they did a great job of communicating and adjusting. Play with passion and a focused intensity that it takes to play at that level. Forced 8 3-and-outs. I think they were 7 of 24 on third and fourth downs. Had forced 4 turnovers, 6 sacks, 12 hurries, 13 tackles for loss. Had some great stops when we had to get some stops there at the end too. They're on fourth down to 4 interceptions, the most that Oklahoma versus Oklahoma since '87. And the most that we've had here in the game since, I think, 2015. But just a great job. A bunch of guys shared in this success, and just incredibly, proud of our players and staff. And got win number 6. That's no one's beating their chest. We've got a long ways to go as we build this the right way. Again, foundationally, building the foundation. You think about foundation, whether it's of a building or certainly a program, those are so many things. It takes so much time. Whatever that time is, it just takes a long time. You got to spend the most time building the foundation the right way the first time, and then it goes unseen, after you get things erected. But the foundation determines the depth of that foundation, determines, how high you can go, how high the building is, how high we can go as a program. So, it all starts with the foundation and attitude of belief in how we do what we do. And our guys, again, as I've said for a long time, haven't flinched. But really cool night for me to be a part of this as the head coach and watch these seniors, again, go off the field, walk off the field, holding the trophy and just having some joy, So, again, got a long ways to go, but, man, this was another step, in the right direction.
Congrats, Coach.
Thank you.
How do you get through the frustration of third downs, 1 of 14 this week, 1 of 11 last week? How do you fix that? And just talk about just the ability just to move the chains.
Yeah, well, obviously we got to take a good look at, at what we're doing, what we're asking of our guys, and we got to be more successful, in earlier downs. Your ability to be efficient on third down is a big part of that is being more efficient, on earlier downs, being more successful on earlier downs and getting to a good rhythm. A couple of different drives. Again, when you're having, drops, we're mistargeting. And I thought they did a good job. We got to do a better job of getting guys open, creating leverage, creating space, working on timing. Oklahoma State did some great things. They're number 1 in the conference on third downs, one of the best in college football. So, again, my biggest focus is being more efficient earlier. That gives you a better opportunity to convert, on third downs. But we definitely got to, really, look at what we're doing and why is it that, the last couple of weeks we have not been, who we need to be there.
Brent, those last 13 drives, I think the longest of them was a minute 25, especially in the fourth quarter. When time starts being a factor, were you happy with the clock management there? And
No,
how
actually I wasn't. We got to be better there. Make no mistake. Played 102 plays on defense, and really for the most part, they got a couple of drives there, but we were dominating them, and so to continue to put the defense in that position, it's not what you want to do. You want to, even if you're like your point's well taken, running the clock, just to give them a little bit more time to recover and adjust, and I think that's important that we do a better job of that.
You said the defense getting put in that position. They had 19 drives, and you listed some of the things: the turnovers, the punts forced. For this defense to come out and perform that way, only allow 1 touchdown in 19 possessions. What's sort of your feeling just generally about the defense? Right
Well, just again, proud of them. We've been talking for a long time about what it takes to be successful as a player, certainly as a unit. Not to grow weary. We've worked incredibly hard, the staff and the players. The players have put in overtime really all year, and we've had some ups and downs and some inconsistency. But so for me as a defensive coach, I take joy in watching them be successful and play confidence and have fun, and it lends credibility to what we've been asking them to do. Things work, but we gotta, the margin for error is small. And so just developing our guys fundamentally, developing the mindset first and foremost is what we've been trying to do. And, why can't we? There's a bunch of guys been scarred up. And so that's not an easy thing to heal some of those wounds. But our guys have just kept their head down, and again, this is just another opportunity, another moment for us, this game. We're really, again, I think we have an opportunity to, that we can take off. And again, we got a long ways to go, but, tonight was definitely a step in the right direction from a development standpoint, a belief standpoint, and again, improving.
Brent, what do you,
You did get 4 turnovers today.
and your defense made plays,
I'll go next.
and your guys came through and made plays for you. And I know that hasn't really been the case in the last couple of weeks. Is that growth for your defense? I mean, you happy with what you saw in that regard today?
Yeah, and again, I thought, there were signs of that, a lot of good signs of that a week ago too. We talked about some of those things in the post game last week. Just we had two 12-play drives in the second half, and we lined up offsides the one time, got a pick, and had to take it off the board. And another time we had a face mask on 2nd and 10. It would have been 3rd and 25. Not making some of those critical errors, at the wrong time. But, I thought the timeliness of a lot of the plays was huge, and Captain Obvious here. But, belief and put yourself in position, and then the aggressiveness and the confidence within those moments. You still got to go make the play. You still got to execute. And our guys did that tonight. And then, again, all three levels really worked together. Defensive line creating pressure. Again, we had 12 quarterback hurries. I think that was the most this season in any particular game. And again, this is a quarterback that, as we know, can run around and extend plays and just cause you absolute fits. And again, a bunch of guys shared in the success, and that's what I love the most. Is that no matter who went in there, the standard didn't change. I thought a lot of guys really did some terrific things. And so to see them, again, celebrate and have a little confidence afterwards is, again, for me, that's what it's all about.
Got Dylan going red hot, 14 of 18 in the first quarter, and then in the second half he's 1 for 11. What do you think happened there, the disparity?
There's just a lot of, there's, I got to go watch the video, to really study it the right way. And not to be inaccurate, but again, I think it's a good problem to have how things went in the first half, in the first quarter in particular, but not an easy thing to manage. And then I think some of it, the credit goes to Oklahoma State, and then I think there's a story in every drive, that you go back and look at it. But we got to do a better job at running the football. And I think that certainly helps. And again, I thought Oklahoma State did some good things, but we'll take a look at all of it. I can't say, and again, he had a few drops, and they made some competitive plays. Sometimes offensively, our guys, they look, we should have caught it. Well, I'm like, they made a good play in tight coverage. Those aren't just gimmies. I'm looking at the gimmies, the bubble screen where we got to catch it. The slant route, we're wide open, we got to catch it. And those plays matter. Or we're running the ball, we catch it, and we're taking it in to go score, and we fumble the ball. Or again, we forced 3 turnovers in the first half, and I think maybe only once scored. So we got to do a better job of capitalizing, in those critical situations.
You guys run some zone blitzes you haven't run this year that kind of confused Spencer a little bit. It looked like when you threw some of those zone blitzes at him that he didn't know where to go with the ball or threw it in the wrong hands.
I don't know if we had done them or not. I think our guys executed. Thought pre and post snap was good. I can't say whether or not he was confused or not, but sometimes you major in different things. You might have pulled something back out we used earlier in the year, but not as much. Mm-hmm.
How do you get the wide receivers? Obviously, they've had the last few weeks drops and inopportune times. How do you get them to get mentally back confident to where they're not thinking about it, to where it doesn't keep avalanching, snowballing?
Yeah, get on the jugs. Get on the jugs. Have great practice habits, and then within the moments, man, got to have, again, that focused intensity. It's not complicated, but it is hard. But get on the jugs, develop good habits, so got to see it all the way in, got to squeeze it on contact, got to put it away. So
the fact that it's 2 of the main guys that have done it here recently, and they've been the most consistent all year for the most part, is that kind of something that rubs off on other, or could potentially rub off on other guys? Just kind of like when somebody's hot, the whole team usually gets hotter. You know, when people are cold, they get cold. Can that happen?
Well, there's
Too much?
consequences when you don't do the little things right. There's consequences, and so everybody suffers. And one guy doesn't do, his job, everybody suffers. So whether that's the unit, that's the team, putting yourself in jeopardy. As I said at halftime, we're letting this team hang around, and this is setting up. We talked about it going into this week. They've been down in some games, and they don't just go away. They came back from Texas after Texas was way up on them and beat them, and so we knew that about these guys, and that was one of those games that if they came back and beat us, we deserved every bit of it because how we let them hang around and didn't put the nail in the coffin, not like we were capable of. But we were able to overcome some of those mistakes. Many games, this game, will punish you, and you're not able to overcome some of the ineptness, that was going on, the lack of rhythm. You can't just keep asking somebody to go out and, one side do everything right and the other one, just being inept. So in the second half, we haven't done that, as a unit all year, and that's what I told the offense as well. Man, they've been really good for a good part of the year, really, really good. And for whatever reason, that second half, we weren't where we needed to be in particular. So we'll have to go back and watch the film and figure out, what we need to do better, where some of the, whether it's scheme or tendencies, if it's, got to get more guys playing, all of those things. I know it's late in the year, but you're still, doesn't mean you don't look at it now. We've been looking at it, at everything as the season's gone on, but we'll look at all of that.
Brent, because of
Last
that,
one.
those issues, Michael Turk had a lot of opportunities there.
He
in
was
the second
outstanding,
half.
wasn't he?
And, I want to ask you about his day and also.
Yeah,
his
he got
post-
engaged, right? You all saw that?
Yeah.
Would you see that on the Twitterverse or what?
Yeah, well, our photographer got some pictures of it, and we talked to Michael a little bit ago.
It's pretty
so-
cool. And she said yes. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Turk's been a monster, man. 11 punts, 49-yard average. He had a couple just bombs. We downed the one, at the 4, 63-yarder. He had a 67-yarder. He's tied for the second most 60-yard punts in OU history. That's a long time. That's in the genesis of OU football. And that's pretty good, Myron. That's pretty good. So, no, he was huge tonight. Punted 11 times. So, good thing he was Schmitty built. He was outstanding. Great job. Just handling, Casey Kelleher, he's old-time, starts for a snapper, all that happens. He performs. Michael performs like that because he got, clean snaps. Things were on point. Protection was excellent. They brought a bunch of different pressure on us, and I think we gave up one return that we got to be a little better. But, that 49-yard average, because the coverage units were great too. But he hung some up there, and they just he did an awesome job. But proud of him, happy for him. Congratulations to him and his future bride-to-be.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Brent,
All
thanks.
right, have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving.